Every single day, complex, invisible algorithms are deployed to make instantaneous, life-altering decisions about millions of human beings. In Detroit, a flawed facial recognition system misidentified a pregnant woman, leading to her wrongful arrest and detention for a carjacking she didn't commit. In Michigan, an automated system incorrectly flagged 40,000 residents for unemployment fraud, stripping them of essential benefits and pushing many to bankruptcy. In the corporate sector, companies like Amazon scrapped experimental AI recruiting tools after discovering the software actively downgraded resumes from female applicants. When systems misfire, the individuals whose lives are upended face a labyrinth of automated dead ends. There is rarely a clear line of legal recourse, exposing a massive systemic vacuum of accountability. This creates an immediate massive legal problem. If a local police department or state agency ruins a life using software built by a multinational tech giant, who is actually liable? Right now, we are attempting to govern a borderless, instantaneous data network using national laws written decades ago. Those laws stop at physical borders. The algorithms do not. Local legislation cannot contain a technology that exists everywhere at once. Tracing the real problem requires looking past the local deployment and examining the global supply chain that builds these models in the first place. The United Nations characterizes the current state of artificial intelligence development as a Wild West. It operates largely on a model of extracting whatever data and resources it can reach, hidden behind opaque algorithms. Building these systems requires immense physical infrastructure. The servers and data centers rely on rare earth minerals mined across the planet. Digitally, the models are trained by scraping vast quantities of human knowledge, artwork, and personal information from internet users worldwide, almost always without explicit consent or geographic boundaries. Yet the rewards of this massive extraction process flow in only one direction. The resulting wealth and technological leverage are concentrated into the hands of a very small number of tech giants. The raw materials are harvested globally, but the power is hoarded locally. This creates an unsustainable geopolitical imbalance that individual governments are struggling to manage. This network map shows why a single country attempting to ban a specific algorithmic practice often has minimal practical effect. Because the network is fluid, tech companies can simply reroute their data processing to regions with fewer restrictions, bypassing local laws entirely. As a result, the regulatory standards that do exist are being drafted in closed-door summits, largely guided by tech billionaires and leaders of a few wealthy nations. Completely absent from these discussions are the developing economies, civil society organizations, and local community advocates who actually bear the brunt of algorithmic bias. A fragmented country-by-country approach to legislation guarantees that the marginalized communities most harmed by artificial intelligence remain completely locked out of controlling it. To prevent this regulatory race to the bottom, the United Nations has outlined a formal proposal for binding global governance. Their strategy involves establishing an independent international scientific panel to monitor algorithmic risks objectively, alongside a global fund to democratize access to computing power and oversight expertise. Organizations like the Center for Information Policy Leadership have already drafted practical frameworks outlining how this international cooperation could be enforced. Instead of banning specific lines of code, which become obsolete in months, they advocate a risk-based approach. This means legislation dictates the required outcomes, like fairness and privacy, rather than micromanaging the technical methods used to achieve them. As this diagram outlines, achieving those outcomes requires a three-tiered system: implementing flexible rules based on principles, demanding demonstrable organizational accountability from developers, and maintaining intelligent, cooperative regulatory oversight across borders. Accountability can coexist with innovation through a verifiable, interoperable system of transparency, where individuals have a clear path to challenge automated decisions and receive human rectification. International cooperation provides the essential structural safeguard required to prevent unchecked exploitation. A technology that scrapes its intelligence from the entire planet and deploys its consequences back onto the entire planet inherently demands a unified global standard. To protect individuals from the collateral damage of automated decision-making, The laws governing our future must become as borderless as the machines themselves.